Welcome to another episode of Healthy Cooking with me, Chef Keith. This is a show where I will show you how to make healthy gourmet style meals in the comfort of your very own kitchen. But before I go any further, let's thank our sponsors who've made this show possible. And they are Paper to Film Productions, Revolutionary Meals, Scott's Cares Foundation, Urban Grandstand Digital, Meet My Types Matchmaking, Blend to Blend Juice Bar Boutique, Ren Novations, and New Covenant of Praise Worship Center. Now, sit back, relax, and let's do a little healthy cooking with me, Chef Keith. Hello again, Source family. We're going to make a Mediterranean dish here. With the Mediterranean dish is going to basically be Mediterranean themed, but I'm going to make all these little changes to it as we go on, but it'll be easy for you to do. What I'm going to do is start off here with about a pound and a half of ground turkey. So we're going to go with ground turkey. This dish can be made with beef or pork or lamb, but what I'm going to do here is use turkey. I'm actually going to crack one egg here. Okay, just going to have one egg, and let's see, let's add, I have some mint right here, so I'm just going to go ahead and grab some mint. See how we have it here, nice fresh mint. Smells like mint, smells good. And I'm just going to chop up my mint here. I remember growing up, this is a familiar smell to me. As a kid, some people would tell me it was catnip. I don't know about that. But I just remember this nice smell, this earthy smell of mint. It just has a really nice smell to it, you know. Usually we associate mint with gum or those little red and white candies, but this is mint here, the way it was meant to be. Now you can actually use mint sometimes and put it in milk chocolate, and you can make your own mint candy. It's edible like that. Maybe we'll do that sometime in the future. So I'm just going to go ahead and drop the mint into the bowl like that. Also, what I'm going to do is take some cumin, a couple tablespoons of cumin there. Alright. And I'm going to use just a little bit of salt, not much. We don't want this to be too salty. And we're going to use just a little bit of pepper. Alright, I'm also going to add a little crushed red pepper flakes. Just a little crushed red pepper. Just a pinch there. Alright. Let's slide this over. Get our little mint stems out the way. I'm going to take about 3 green onions. Some more fresh green onions here. I'm going to take my green onions and I'm just going to give them a chop. Yep. Green onions. 3 green onions. Just going to go ahead and drop those right into our bowl here. So we got some green onions, we've got some salt, some pepper, we've got 1 egg in here with our turkey, we've got some mint, we got some cumin, okay? And I think what we can do now is just put Just a tablespoon of garlic in here. Teaspoon rather. Let's use a teaspoon of garlic. Okay? And that's that. So all I'm going to do now, go ahead and get my hands a little dirty. Incorporate everything together. Just going to start mixing. Mixing everything together here. See, like that. So I just want to make sure that pretty much the egg is mixed well into the meat here. Alright. So just going to keep tossing everything around. And get it nice and incorporated together in our turkey. Alright, because we know that our turkey is low in fat. So I want to make this a healthy version. Like I said, you can use ground beef or pork or lamb, things like that. Lamb would probably be really, really good with this dish with the same combination of flavors in it. But we're just going to go with turkey today. So we found it on a good sale. Alright, so there's our turkey. Alright, we're going to leave it like that for now. And we're going to move on to our next step. Okay, for our next step we're going to go ahead and get ourselves some feta cheese cut up here. Wouldn't be Mediterranean without some feta cheese, maybe. So I'm just going to go ahead and take our cheese. Now usually it's really hard sometimes to find feta cheese in the blocks because they don't usually sell it at delis, at most delis. Most of the time you can only get it crumbled. But I was fortunate enough to find the feta cheese that was not crumbled, that was in a block. So if you can only get crumbled, you know, I won't hold it against you, I promise. Okay, so all I'm going to do here, feta is a primarily dry cheese. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go ahead and cut little blocks, and I'm going to be careful with it, so I don't want it to fall apart on me. So I'm just going to go just like so. Alright, and don't worry about cutting the perfect amount, because whatever we don't have, we're just going to go ahead and sprinkle it on a plate anyway. So I'm just going to go right here. You see that? And I'm just going to go ahead and make my chunks right there. That's good. That's nice. So we've got about 25 pieces basically right there. So if we're using one per meatball, so 25 meatballs is a pretty big number. So that should all work out if we get it properly. I'm actually going to bring a little aluminum foil over here, and all I'm going to do here is basically start to make the meatballs. So size of meatballs, I think that's about the size we want, right? Would you mind having one of those on your plate? Is that about the size you would want in your dish? Look at that. Yeah, that's a pretty nice size, right? So we're going to just go ahead, roll everything around like that. I have my oven set to 400 degrees. 425 if you're working with beef, but 400 should be pretty standard. beef or lamb, you might want to go 425. Adjust the cooking time as you go. Alright, so now that I have all my meatballs made, I'm actually going to go and move over to my feta cheese blocks that I had. And look, this is going to be an easy process. Now you can do this multiple ways, but one of the easiest ways to do it, you make a little indentation just like that. You see that? Press it down in there like that. This is just a real express quick way to do it. Just going to go ahead and take those blocks and press them right down to the center of the meatballs just like that. Just like that. Right. And we're just going to keep pressing them down. Alright, so I'm just going to keep pressing, press down in there. We got one extra. Oh, right here. We got a perfect number. Alright, and I had to make sure to remove the other pieces of feta that I cut so I didn't touch them with the raw poultry. So all I'm going to do here now is just pick the meatballs up and just, there you go, cover the cheese up. Look at that. Simple. See, you just pick them up, wrap everything. There you go. See how easy that is? After you press them down, made a nice little fun house for the feta cheese. Just mold just like you're playing with Play-Doh. You're just going to mold the meat around them. Okay. And just cover everything up. Just like so. Alright. Alright, now this guy wanted to fall apart. It's always one in a bunch, isn't it? So this guy doesn't want to cooperate, but that's okay. We can remake that. See, so now all the meatballs are going to have this nice feta center. Okay. And one thing, you know, you can learn a lot about cultures through food. And sometimes food, different cultures, food is the thing that unites everybody. Everybody eats something, right? And so sometimes it's better to understand people by some of the foods they eat and try to get in touch with what makes them who they are. And one thing I encourage my children to do is to be able to explore, not just look at what we have to offer. I mean, you have to study what it is that we have to offer, but also see what everybody has to offer as well. So a lot of people would think that it was weird that we were eating a Mediterranean dish at home, being that we are Creole French ourselves, but this is what it's all about. So there we go. This is going to the oven for about 15 minutes. The oven is set to 400 degrees and they're all set and ready to go. So I'm going to put these into the oven and then I'm going to start making the rest of the food here, okay? Alright, so while we're getting that together, I just want to make a quick little sauce. This is actually simple to do. I'm going to use a couple spoonfuls of sour cream. Alright. There we go. Just a couple spoonfuls of sour cream. That's simple. This is going to be very, very simple. I'm going to use some cinnamon. I'm going to use a little bit of cinnamon here. Alright. A little cinnamon. I'm going to use some paprika. Okay, I'm just going to use just just a little bit of garlic here. Okay. See that? And that is all that is right there. This goes to get chilled. That's going to refrigerator. Alright. So from here we're going to get some of our vegetables together. Okay. And I got one of these little spiral cutters. You can get them anywhere. Bed Bath & Beyond is usually a good place for things like this. So what I'm going to do now is get my vegetables ready. And we're not going to saute these vegetables. We're going to eat them just as they are. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take my little spiral cutter right here. Alright, and let's chop the piece off here on the end. Let's do a little chop there. Alright, and so all we're going to do here is put our zucchini in here. You see that? Nice, beautiful spirals. Look at that. Simple. So in so many words, it's almost like making pasta, but you're not using any pasta, you're using vegetables. And these things are simple. Just a simple investment, and you can use this with potatoes. You're going to see me use them with carrots in a second. See, that's all that is. Just going to keep turning that there. Whoops. Gotta make sure that's on tight. You gotta be careful because there is a sharp blade in there. So I don't necessarily know if you want the kids using this, but there we go. And this is zucchini. Just gonna keep spinning. See that? Look how easy that is to do. Alright, so now that my zucchini is all finished, look how pretty that is. I'm going to go ahead and take a couple carrots here. Actually, you know what? Let's do a little quick chop on the carrot too. Alright, we're going to do the zucchini. Alright, so we got a couple carrots here. Remember, we got to make sure our alright, so let's go ahead and get some fresh carrots in here too. See, start dropping our carrots down in there. See, look how easy that is. And like I said, it's like pasta, but you know, a lot of it has to do with the presentation. You just want to make sure that you make things nice and delightful to look at, and you know, you make people want to eat them. So we're just going to go ahead and take a couple carrots here. So I'm going to use 2 carrots in here as well. Also, with the meatballs, I did add a little olive oil over the top of the meatballs as well. I have my zucchini and my carrots nice and beautifully cut here. I'm just going to add some some pepper. I'm going to add a little bit of salt. I use some olive oil already in there. But last but not least, I want to go ahead and use, let's see here, I got, if I can get to it, we got a lemon. So I'm just going to use this lemon here. And I'm just going to just take some of this lemon juice and drizzle it all over the top here. So we got a seed trying to be rolled here. Now all I'm going to do is just go ahead and just toss everything together. Alright, so I'm going to do, I have one red onion here. We're rounding third and heading home now. So I have my red onion. Just going to go ahead and give it a good peel. Alright, get our red onion out of the way. I'm going to give my red onion a good chop here. Alright, and there we go. There's our red onion. I also have a cucumber here. Give our cucumber a good chop. Alright, I got a cucumber. So, give our cucumber a good chop here. Nice thick slices. Cucumbers are going to taste great with that sauce, that dipping sauce we made. There we go. Like I said, nice thick slices. There we go. Got the cucumbers there. Alright. And last but not least, I did grab a couple of tomatoes. Grab a couple of tomatoes. And we're going to have our tomatoes going here. And again, tomatoes. Just going to make nice, real similar cuts to the cucumbers. Alright, there we go. And there you have it. Okay, so we just added a little olive oil to our pan here. I'm just going to break up our red onion. Drop it down in here. So we're just going to cook our red onion here. And just get it, we're actually going to saute this all the way down. So we'll let that cook for a little bit. Now in the process, we definitely want to add some more cumin. Get them nice and coated. We're going to add a little salt at this stage. I'm gonna add a little pepper. And we're just gonna continue to cook all of this down. And this is in olive oil. Now also, what we're going to do while we're cooking all of this is we're going to add a tablespoon of crushed garlic. You know how that's going to smell and taste. Alright. So we almost got the consistency that we want. This is pretty close. At this point, we're going to add some chickpeas. They're already drained. There's our chickpeas. Which many of you know, you can't have a Mediterranean dish without chickpeas. I also want to go ahead and take some lemon, add a little lemon there, alright. We're just going to cook the chickpeas for about another 5 to 7 minutes. Okay, so what I did was I went ahead and added our zucchini and carrots, which we tossed in olive oil, lemon juice, salt, and pepper. I have my chickpeas right there. So what I'm going to do now is add a couple of our meatballs here. We're going to add a couple of our meatballs there. We're going to take a few of our cucumber slices here. Add them like that. A couple of tomatoes. Nice beautiful tomatoes right here on the side. Okay, and I'm going to take a few pieces of feta cheese, put them right there on the edge. Don't forget about our feta. And last but not least, I'm going to take just a little bit of our homemade sauce here. Put it right down there on the bottom. End it off with a sprinkle of cilantro everywhere. And there you have it. Nice and beautiful Mediterranean plate. Ready to go. Now, wasn't that simple and easy to do? And when you try it at home, you'll find out just how tasty it will be. But before we close out, let's just talk about those sponsors one more time. That's Paper to Film Productions, Revolutionary Mills, Scott Cares Foundation, Urban Grandstand Digital, Meet My Types Matchmaking, Blend to Blend Juice Bar Boutique, Ren Novations, and New Covenant of Praise Worship Center. Now don't forget to join me again next week as I'll show you how to make a tasty, affordable, healthy, gourmet style meal in the comfort of your very own kitchen. Remember, easy, tasty, healthy, gourmet style cooking is as close to you as you are to your kitchen. I'll see you next week.